Good day and welcome to the One Piece Forum YouTube channel. I am Frankagon15
And I'm Mapache.
and today we're going to be reviewing One Piece chapter 830. Is that right? 830?
Yes,
Okay, got that right.
830.
Nice one. Nice one.
He who gets bet on is the
That's
title.
he who gets bet on. It's Jinbe. So yeah. Should we...
Spoiler alert, it's Jinbe.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. So this chapter. Should we talk about the cover page?
Yeah, I just want to mention that there's a question on the forum. Somebody asked, is this Fujitora on the right side?
No.
He
No. No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
it's maybe yeah.
It's
As
not.
as you said before, Fujitora is a little more chubby.
Yeah.
Or,
He's not got a thinner face.
but he really looks like him. Maybe it's his weather.
He does look a bit like him, and he's got the same like bamboo stick sword thing.
Yeah, maybe he lost some. No, we just saw him three days ago in the One Piece world.
I think it was like more like 2 weeks, to be honest.
But he can't lose that much weight in so short time.
Well,
Then I would want to know how he does
unless he's Alvida.
it.
Anyway, we're off topic now. So yeah, it was Rayleigh, obviously. Anything you want to say? Is it anything
About Rayleigh? No.
about Rayleigh? No. Nah, I was just like, meh, whatever.
No.
It's Rayleigh. We don't get any cool revelation or anything. You're just there reading a newspaper, so whatever.
Yeah, let's just start with the chapter.
Right. Yeah. So we get we're under the ocean, and we see Jinbe with his the Sun Pirates, and they're discussing him. He wants to leave the Big Mom Pirates, and he expects them to like be really pissed at him and stuff. But they're all really supportive behind him because of all the stuff that he's done for them and the world in general and fishmen in general. So
And
they're
it's
really
true.
yeah, and he's really surprised about it. And we see Aladdin again. I
Yay!
like Aladdin. I don't know why. He's just a cool
Me
character.
too.
He's
I
got
like
a
his design.
yeah, his character design's really cool, and he's got the trident. It's really cool. I hope he's strong. I don't know.
I think so. He seemed like in the flashback of Jinbe and the Sun Pirates and Fisher Tiger, he seemed like one of the more important ones.
Yeah, I agree.
So
As well as Arlong. So yeah, after we talk to Aladdin, and then we're introduced to what's he called? Charlotte Praline or Praline. The
Praline.
was
I
it
don't.
was she the 29th daughter? Was that it?
She is the 29th daughter of Big Mom.
Yeah.
Half fishman. No, not fishman. Mermaid.
Yeah.
Mermaid. And daughter of a hammer shark. Was it?
Yeah.
Yes, a hammerhead shark.
A hammerhead
That's
shark mermaid.
hammerhead
Right?
shark. This already sounds pretty cool, and I think she looks pretty cool too.
Now I want to know how big the hammerhead shark merman was. To with where I'm going. Right.
You mean because she's pretty big?
Yeah, I mean, well, not only that, but this is there's someone else who's pretty big as well who has to be involved in the whole process, and it's pretty.
All of Big Mom's husbands have to be big.
Whitebeard, just saying, Whitebeard, and what's it, Weeble.
We're getting totally off topic.
I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the chapter and Miss Praline.
Yeah,
I
Miss
like to call her Praline.
Yeah, Miss Praline Miss Praline says that basically Jinbe won't get out of there alive because no one ever has.
Yeah.
When someone tried to leave the crew.
But if he does, and Aladdin will leave, she will just tag along, and
Yeah.
she seems to like Aladdin more than her mother, which I find cool.
Yeah.
Like maybe she's
I feel
kind of
like
in the same situation like Purin. Like
yeah.
she actually likes her husband, so she's pretty happy that she got Aladdin.
I have a feeling all the sons and daughters of Big Mom don't really like her, considering that she's willing to kill them just like
Yeah,
click of a finger. So
maybe this is a trend.
Yep. So we move on to Jinbe, who's talking to Big Mom, um, and she's now found out that he wants to leave, and she seems okay with it. She seems like, oh, I don't really want you to leave. You're a big asset, but like, whatever. So, yeah, she seems fine with it, but she's not really fine with it because she
Well,
doesn't like people leaving her, and
y-
she's going to put a bet on his life, basically, with the roulette wheel.
the roulette wheel. It really reminds me of Twister,
Twist.
like
Oh, the
the
game
game
Twister.
Twister.
Yeah,
Put your right hand on the blue.
yeah, yeah.
Like, and there you can lose your right hand,
I know what you mean.
left hand, right leg, your head, and then there's a mystery slot,
Yeah.
as somebody called it on the forum. Um,
So do you
Big
think
Mom's
do
head.
you think the numbers, the 10, 100, and 1,000 is how many years she takes off you?
This could be. I was thinking what the numbers could mean, and I want to mention
Yeah.
for all the viewers, there's a little theory of a member on the forum in the um, chapter thread where somebody's explaining what he thinks the numbers mean. Savio is the name of the member, and he says, yeah, it could be like when you get a 10, you will get 10 years taken from you. But it seems like it's more probable to get 100 or 1,000, which means you will die instantly if you are not
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
docolaire.
and that's probably why people haven't survived her leaving her
Yes.
crew because just this roulette reel decides for them.
Also, if you lose your head, you will automatically die.
Yeah, well,
Maybe you can
obviously.
survive using a limb, head, not hand or leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the mystery slot. What is it? I think is it Big Mom's face on it? Does
I
she
don't
have a
know.
crown?
And there's a crown. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Maybe she sees herself as the queen of the whole Cake Island.
Or maybe she decides. Maybe if it lands on that, she decides to give them a load of money.
Jackpot.
Jackpot. Yeah.
I feel like this will be the one where you survive.
Yeah, maybe. Where you
Maybe
get
she's
scot-free, nothing.
maybe she's
Could
that
be that.
generous at least. I mean, you only have a 2 in 8 chance to get this, like 1/4.
Yeah. That's not too bad. All right, so do we go to the next part, which is
The Straw Hats.
the Straw Hats, and they can't go past because it's so cold, the water's frozen, and they're trying to melt the ice.
Yeah.
Um,
How can they be walking there like Nami in her short dress while it's so cold that the ocean froze?
no, it's so
It's not
wrong.
just
It's just
not
stupid.
just a little lake or a puddle, it's a whole ocean.
Yeah. Uh, and then a conversation gets started with Pedro because Pedro tells him that he's been there before and he used to be a pirate, but he didn't want to be a pirate. He just wanted to be an adventurer. But he couldn't
Yeah.
help it, and he got a
And
bounty on his head, which we don't find out. And this is I just find this annoying when someone is revealed to have a bounty, but we don't find out what the bounty is. And it's like, dude, just tell us what your bounty is. Tell us.
so what do you think his bounty is?
Like, I don't know, 30 belly. I don't know. I don't care. It could be that. It could be like Chopper. It could be like 50 berry or something.
How high do we have Peacock's bounty?
330.
Maybe then his is 200 million?
It could be similar, yeah, you're right.
A
I mean,
little bit less.
Peckham's was 330 and he still got took out like a bitch. So, I mean, anyone could have a high bounty. They're still bitches.
Yeah, but I think we will know it at some point.
Yeah, maybe Oda will do an
Just
SBS or something and tell us.
just be patient.
Yeah. So, he tells us that. What else does he tell us? Oh, that he tried
It,
to get the poneglyph
indeed.
for Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. That was the reason for going there, and he failed, and
That's why he knows about Toddland. And
yeah,
first, was it first he recommends Luffy to steal the poneglyph from Big Mom. While they are there, they can just save Sanji, steal the poneglyph, find a cure to all diseases, and just like that.
Yeah, he says, so Luffy, I advise you to take the poneglyph while you're here as well. And Luffy's like, dude, you idiot. That's what I was gonna do anyway, dumbass.
Yeah. So also I'm wondering like Pedro wants Luffy to rescue Sanji and he will take care of the poneglyph.
Yeah, he says that, yeah.
How will he carry it? Or will he make a blueprint? Like
I guess he'll make a blueprint, yeah.
he sounds like he says stealing the poneglyph and not making a blueprint.
Or maybe he's got a devil fruit where he can make things smaller. Or maybe he's like Law and he can just like carry stuff using his ability, like shambles.
Maybe he's just super strong and can lift it with his pinky finger.
Actually, that makes me wonder, I've just thought about this. Do you know how the poneglyphs can't be cut? They can't be like broken, right?
Yeah,
Wouldn't Law's ability be able to do that? Like his
probably.
shambles ability? You'd think. I bet it won't be able to do that, but you'd think it would be able to. Right?
I think he can cut them. Maybe one day Zoro can cut them too.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, and then is there anything else to talk about? Oh, Brook is really weird.
Mysterious again.
Yeah, Brook has been really mysterious. Saying that, go on, you say what it says.
On page 16, like, they were talking about, yeah, we forgot, they were saying that on Zoo, the Minks showed their road poneglyph to Roger, and after that, Roger became king of the pirates, but we already guessed that they did, and that they saw similarities in Luffy and Roger, and then Brook says something like, I suppose Luffy was simply born with this kind of fate, like this emphasized. Yo-ho-ho. Then, did you say something, Brook? No, nothing. I'm not much different, I guess. And Brook, sometimes I just don't get you. And this is the point where I was thinking about what he said. Like,
yeah. I think you might just mean that, like, Luffy is always being compared to Roger. Because he's similar and he's had the hat passed down to him. Or it could mean something completely different, that he's holding out on us, because he has been holding out on a lot recently with the whole Vinsmoke stuff, and it's just like, dude, just tell us.
And he just goes, yo,
yeah.
almighty.
Then again, Robin does the same kind of stuff. She holds out too much on us. She spent 2 years with his father and she hasn't said shit.
Yeah. Well, then the Ants attack, but it seems like they could, not easily, but at least in the end they could beat them.
I don't know how ants are like in the middle of the ocean, but whatever.
That's true.
And giant ants at that. Anyway, they arrive at Whole Cake Island. Well, I mean, we've seen it before, so there's nothing to say really. The big one in the middle is the castle, apparently. The big one, which we saw earlier, which Jinbe went into. And they see someone on the shore.
Who could it be? That's the question.
Maybe it's like Jinbe strung up on like a cross or something, like being crucified. It could be.
But he says there's someone standing at the coast.
I mean, from that far away, you might not be able to tell.
So it could be. Who could it be? It could be Jinbe.
Yeah.
Big Mom, Purin, Sanji.
Vinsmoke.
Yeah, Sanji's family, or probably somebody we have never even met.
Maybe it's Panda Man.
Panda Fishman. As you can see on page 3, thanks to the member Tom the Shipwright, that's his name, the member who pointed out that there's a Panda Man Fishman, however, on page 3, on the bottom panel, I think it was. Oh, and also, I'm not sure if it was him who pointed it out, but some member, when you look on page 17, on the bottom right panel, behind Carrot, there's somebody standing in an armor, dressed in an armor like a knight, with 2 spears. and it kind of looks like Nami, but just seconds after that, in the next panel, Nami is just right there in her normal clothing. So I'm not
Are you sure
sure. Maybe,
it could be Pedro, right? Pedro's wearing like some weird getup.
yeah, but it's a human. It looks
Oh.
like Nami dressed up in an armor, but right after that, Nami's just dressed normally again.
Maybe she was just playing around. I don't know.
So I don't know what to make out of
I
this.
don't know either.
I didn't notice myself either. I'm happy that somebody pointed it out. Maybe
Yeah.
are we interpreting too much into it, or
Maybe it's just
maybe somebody can tell us what they think?
maybe it's just a joke. Maybe it's just a goof. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe. It's
Anyway, is
strange.
there any questions that you want to ask the
Of,
audience?
of course. And
Go
you,
on, me.
is this now the confirmation that Jinbei will become an official store head?
If he doesn't die, yeah.
Exactly, right? If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't die.
If he
But
doesn't
this
die,
has
yeah.
already been. We already read so far at Fishman Island where he said he would become
Yeah.
an official member after doing what he had to do. And also back then we were thinking, okay, if he doesn't die or anything, yeah, if he doesn't die, he will definitely become a crew member.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's like it would be so dramatic if he dies now after we get the confirmation again. I don't know if it would be a good,
I think it might be a good thing if he dies.
yeah, maybe a good point in
Um,
the story.
yeah. I mean, I don't see why deaths could always be a bad thing. I mean, Ace and Whitebeard's death isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it inspired Luffy to keep going and carry on.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Jinbei
But
was the one who woke him up from his like his what's it
his
called?
rage
His
on
rage and yeah.
Amazon Lily,
Yeah,
yes.
so Jinbei dying as well, that could even further amp
But
him
think of
to
the fans.
think of the fact no one likes Jinbei.
You just made a lot of enemies now.
No, I like Jinbei. I see a lot of like people going, "Oh, I don't care if Jinbei joins," so that's what I hear a
Okay.
lot of. I personally really like Jinbei, but yeah, I mean, it could be a really good thing for Jinbei to be killed here, especially by such a big character as Big Mom. Big character.
On
Go
the
on.
forum, there's also the opinions like some people say, yeah, finally this is the confirmation he will he will join,
Mm,
and some people say, yeah, but only if he doesn't die before it.
yeah,
And do you think he will lose an arm, a leg, his head, or what will happen with the?
yeah. Maybe he'll become peg leg Jinbei, and he'll lose a leg and get a peg leg like Zeph, and become peg leg Jinbei. I don't know. I
That
think he will.
that's a good theory.
But yeah, I think if he does survive, yeah, he'll join the crew clearly, because that's what he was supposed to do anyway.
Yes, but
But
do you think he will lose a limb, or how will he get out of the situation?
um, I can't see him. Yeah, he'll lose a limb or he'll get out scot free. I don't know. It's like, or he'll lose maybe 10 years of his life or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
either
this would be
it's either he gets free with a big like scar injury or whatever, or he just dies. So that's the only really option. You either lose something or you just die. So I don't know.
yeah. I think, well, it's the easiest way to think that he will just get out somehow that we all cannot imagine yet. That Oda has something planned that nobody will expect, like many times.
I mean, maybe he'll just use some like fishman karate jutsu stuff and use some.
Maybe he will just knock Big Mom out right now, and then we get
Yeah,
Sanji, get the poneglyph.
maybe that will happen. Maybe he'll do some like ninja technique and water ninjutsu from Naruto, and he'll
Yeah,
become a water clone and escape. You never know.
yeah, that's a reasonable theory.
I mean, after Raizo, why not?
All right, I
So,
think
should we
we
go
talked
to the review? Well, not the review, because
the
the
rating.
rating. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Again, a 7.
I think this is the first time we've ever agreed. Just saying. I
You,
don't
you,
think
you,
we've ever said the same score before.
ah, no.
Yeah.
But I think last week you said you gave it a 7 as
Yeah.
well.
And you give it an 8. Yeah. I think the reason I give it a 7 is because I don't know. I mean, it was kind of like a lot of the things that were said is just extended dialogue, like the stuff between Pedro and Luffy and the crew. Yeah, it's just extended dialogue. We already knew most of the stuff. We was gonna go after the poneglyph. The only thing that was new was Pedro was there before, right?
Yeah,
So
but we already guessed it.
yeah, I mean we already guessed that anyway, so it wasn't really new. So yeah, it's kind of stuff
Hmm.
repeated, and then the end of a chapter we end on a half cliffhanger because it's not we can't really call it cliffhanger because we don't even know who the person is. It's just a person on a hill or whatever.
That's a good reasoning, but I still give it an 8.
I thought
Because
you just said 7.
no, I said 7 again because you
Oh
said
right, oh
last
okay.
week you said 7 too.
No, I thought you were saying that. No, right.
No.
Scratch that. Delete. Error. Go on.
I give it an 8 again. It's just like last week. There's nothing that really bothered me, but also nothing that really uh, surprised me that much.
Hmm.
Like the thing with Roger that they showed him the road poneglyph, we already knew. We guessed about Pedro that he has been there. Um, the Jinbe, like the beginning was very nice. Jinbe's crew, how they really care about him, and to see Big Mom's daughter, the fish, the mermaid daughter, and yeah, it's a good, solid chapter.
Good solid chapter. Okay.
8. I don't like nothing too outstanding, in my opinion, and nothing disappointing.
Well, I would say an 8 out of 10 is outstanding, right? If 5 is average, right? Then an
Yeah,
8 out of 10 is got to be pretty outstanding, right?
10 is outstanding.
No, 10 is perfect, right?
Oh, I'd give it a 7.5.
Oh my god, he's changing. Okay then. All right. Um, should we end it here? Have we said
Yeah,
everything?
I
Right.
think so.
Okay. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Frankie Gowan 15 or 16, however you want to say.
I'm Mapache, and I just remembered what we forgot.
What? Go on.
The black blobs that took away Muscat, the dead body of Muscat. Did you see them?
I must
They
have
are
missed
like
something.
they are like black blobs with a very simple face, only eyes and a mouth, and
Oh.
somebody tells them to get him away, to get the body away. So it's just a small thing,
Yeah.
but
They're probably
question
some
is,
food that Big Mom makes.
I don't know, they look very mysterious, like
Yeah.
just the shape and the eyes and the mouth. Just wanted to mention this
Okay.
because I have no idea what they could be. I don't know what else to say to them. Just wanted to
The
mention.
body removal squad.
Yeah.
No, they are. Is that it?
Yes,
Is
now
that
it
it?
is.
We're done. Okay.
Now
Right.
it is it.
Okay. We'll see you later then.
See you on the forum.
Goodbye. Yeah. Go to the forum and subscribe. Have a nice time.